Which is the best laptop for music production, mixing and mastering? Well, there are lots and lots of them out there, but what is best for you should be your priority. So let's find out in this video. Let's roll. Hey peeps, this is Bhuvan from Suntide and welcome back to my channel. Here you'll find videos and tutorials on music production, sound and bass design, drum programming and occasional gear reviews so that you can also grow in your musical journey. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing and join the community. Well, the first and foremost investment in any home studio is your laptop and PC. And which one is the best for your liking and your own sound can be a little challenging to decide on. So let's find out what is your bare minimum configuration and requirements for a beginner home studio and what is gonna be my recommendation. So let's first start off with the processor. Now the newer Macs have come with the M1 chip, which are the most powerful chips out there in the market today. But a lot of VSTs still don't work on the M1 chip. So if you're looking out to buy some third-party plugins, so I would suggest hold a bit longer and find out the VSTs that you are willing to purchase in the future or already have third-party VSTs, whether they are compatible with the new M1 chip. But a bare minimum should be an i7 processor if you're working with any kind of music production work. Now the newer Macs have the M1, but there are still Macs out there with the i7 processors, and if you're looking for Windows platforms, then you have multiple options with Dell and HPs. Next up is the RAM, and I would suggest having a bare minimum of 16 GB RAM. Now if you have the budget and you want to go overboard, go ahead with 32 GB, but a bare minimum of 16 GB is a must. I have an old 2012 MacBook which still runs, but I upgraded the RAM to 16 GB. Now I worked with the 8 GB for quite few years and I had some lag and issues with running Logic, especially third-party plugins. And when your Logic project gets really heavy, well, it needs a lot of RAM to process all of those plugins and your VSTs. So I would suggest have a 16 GB RAM bare minimum to start off with your music production work. The third one is the hard disk. Now there's a lot of debate on whether with the new Macs should you go with the 256 GB RAM or with the new Dell laptops. I don't know a lot about Windows, I'm sorry, but still there's a lot of debate whether you should go with only 256, the base model, or the 512. I did upgrade my HDD in my PC to a 512 GB SSD, and this is the most important thing. Try going for an SSD drive because it helps in faster loading of your VSTs and reduces the load overall on your machine. So what should be the right storage space? Well, I would suggest go for 512 GB SSD drive, but you can go ahead and buy a 2 TB or 3 TB external hard drive so that you can have backups, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I have a 512 SSD in my Mac and I have a 2 TB external hard drive so that I can save and store my old projects that I have already worked on, but I want some backup, so it works perfectly because I don't want to work through the HDD. The 512 SSD works perfectly. Coming to the display and resolution of your laptop or screen monitor, and this is a little subjective opinion but can be important for some guys. If real estate is important to you and working throughout your workflow and workspace inside of your DAW is a little important, then I would suggest go for bare minimum a 1080p resolution because it helps reduce the sizes of the icons, because I have a 1440p, and even if you put an external monitor you have a space crunch. So I would suggest go for a 1920 by 1080p resolution, an HD resolution, and if I have a 4K resolution works perfectly because in the future you're gonna be having an external monitor and it will look amazing and you'll have more real estate to work smoothly and without any hesitation, because it gets really irritating when you're just zooming out, reducing the sizes. it is a pain after a while. So go ahead with at least 1920 and 1080p resolution bare minimum, so that you can have much smoother processing and smoother workflow. And the last point, which is often overlooked by a lot of people and is a little subjective opinion because you have workaround around it, is the number of ports on your laptop. Most of the audio interfaces and MIDI controllers still come with the USB Type 3 port, and it becomes challenging if you have the newer Macs to plug that in on your USB-C port. Now with my older Mac, I have USB 3.0 ports, two of them, and one of them is designated for my audio interface, and the other one I have to juggle between various MIDI controllers and groove controllers that I already own. And this is where an additional investment comes in. You have to get a USB hub so that you can plug in a lot of MIDI controllers that you are already having or are planning to purchase in the future. So keep this in mind. Having enough ports is a game changer, and you will not feel it right from the get-go, but in the future, when you have multiple USB interfaces and multiple USB MIDI controllers, it becomes really challenging to keep on plugging in and out when you want to use your controller. Now coming to my personal recommendation, and this is not at all sponsored, but I still believe Macs are the best laptops out there for music production. Now the new Asus dual screen Windows laptop is also great. I haven't yet checked that out and I haven't used it, but I still feel with the versatility, the production speed, and the newer M1 chips, I think the MacBooks are still the best laptops out there for music production. And if you're willing to invest for a longer term, MacBooks will never fail you. I still run 2012 MacBook, still in 2021, and I have no intention of upgrading unless and until it crashes. Touch wood. So that's it guys for this video. I hope you found this helpful. If you're a beginner and out for a new laptop, I hope these little parameters will help you choose the right laptop for you and your production work, and the bare minimum so that you can start producing your music right from your home. That about wraps it up for this video. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. As always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you like what I do here, want to see much more videos like this, support the channel by subscribing. It goes a long way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, cheers. Which is the best laptop for music production, mixing and mastering? Well, there are lots and lots of them, lots and lots of them.